I've got a pretty massive makeup collection, especially eyeshadow palettes. They are my favorite part of my whole collection. Getting creative and just making different looks and making myself feel kind of cool or kind of cute or kind of creepy. I don't know, whatever look that I'm in the mood for. I don't know how half of my eyeshadow palettes work though. I have not reached for half of my makeup collection all year, probably more than half, being realistic. So today I am going to be continuing on my kind of semi-declutter series. What I'm going to do today is go through my whole eyeshadow collection. I'm going to show you all of my palettes, and I am going to put some to the side in what I call the bad bin. And this basically means it's going to be a section of my makeup collection where I kind of between now and December really start to use those palettes and really start to build an understanding of those palettes. The palettes that go in the bad bin are palettes that either I'm probably going to declutter in December in my big end of year declutter series, or palettes that I just don't really know how they work. I just don't know. I hate going into declutters completely blind, and I feel like my past few declutter series I've just guessed a lot of the time, so I don't want to do that anymore. I want to have a really good understanding of my palettes in my collection and just not go in blind anymore. So I hope you do enjoy this video. If you do, definitely like and subscribe. It would mean the absolute world to me. I'm so excited to continue this little declutter chopping block kind of series. You guys have been really loving it, and that is amazing to me. So I hope you enjoy this video, and let's jump into it. I have been putting this off, I'm not gonna lie. This has been a big video to try and get the courage to go through, but today I'm going to be going through my entire eyeshadow palette collection and really, you know, really getting to grips with it. I'm sure I've gone through everything in the introduction, so I'm just gonna jump straight into it. So first I'm gonna start with these palettes. These are palettes in my everyday makeup drawer right now, so I'm just gonna start with them because I will forget them otherwise. Honestly, that's the reason why. So let's start with this. This is the Somber Garden palette from ShellWe. I do have a discount code with ShellWe. I'm pretty sure it's CAITLINCOSTELLO, but this is such a beautiful palette. I love this palette so much. It's so small, but it's so impactful, and I have to keep this. Subculture will always stay in my collection. Hashtag justice for subculture. You know the drill here. I love this palette so much. This was a 1 week one palette not that long ago, and I really enjoy it. It's a really nice colour story still. I feel like it is still a very on-trend colour story if you think about some of the palettes that have released recently. The Odin's Eye Autumn Alva and the Singe Beauty Agate Temptation, even the Beauty Bay palette that's just released kind of has similar vibes. So yeah, love that. Odin's Eye Summer Alva. This one is staying. This I've only just got. This is an everyday makeup drawer little product as well, and I'm just testing it out really. I love blues. Blue is my happy colour. If you're new to my channel, you will see a lot of blue in this video. I am wearing blue today. It is the best colour. I'm sorry, fight me. So I've done a full review on this whole collection on my channel if you are interested, but I'm still getting to know this one, so I'm going to keep that. My Pan That palette obviously is staying. I'm trying my best to get as much use as possible on this. I've kind of admitted defeat on finishing most of the shades, but I'm just going to see how far I can get between January to December of 2025. I'm doing pretty well so far, so of course I'm keeping that. This is my NYX Ultimate Jean Baby palette. I think it's so cute. I don't know if this is going live before or after my Pan Those Eyeshadows, but I mean, I'm not going to say anything just in case it's going live before, but I am working on one of the shades in here. Then my Juvia's Place Zulu palette. This might have to go to the side. I love this. However, this is purely sentimental. Do I have the urge to reach for this and to use this? No. I keep this because this was one of my first ever colourful eyeshadow palettes, and I just can't let it go. So I'm going to play around with it. I'm going to put it to the side. I'm going to see how I feel about that because that could be a possible declutter. Then I have my Tale of Frozen Dreams from the Pastel Roses. I think this is a really nice colour story. It's a slightly confusing colour story for me, but I mean, all the duochromes are absolutely stunning, amazing. I will always keep my Pastel Roses collection. And then the Love Language palette from Odin's Eye and Morgan Turner, another brilliant eyeshadow palette. I did get sent this in PR, and even though these pinks aren't necessarily my thing, all of these neutrals and then these cool tone purples as well, I am loving. So for the first section, I'm just gonna cut the Zulu because I don't know, it's a bit of a relic. I'm not really one of those people that keeps things for sentimental value. However, that one gets me. So I've just put everything else back into my everyday makeup drawer. And now let's move on to my real collection. Okay, I'm gonna go by brand. I think this time I never go by brand, but this is all the Pastel Roses palettes that I own. I am on their PR list, so I do get these for free, which is absolutely insanity, as well as, actually no, the Frozen Dreams was a gift, not by the brand, so that wasn't sent to me in PR. But I mean, how lucky am I, first of all, to be working with such an incredible brand? I genuinely love all of these palettes, but there are some colour stories that do, I don't know, they confuse me a little bit. So let's pop some of these to the side for a second. Let's start with the two big palettes. So this is the Moonlight eyeshadow palette from the Pastel Roses, and you can get 20% off all the Pastel Roses with code CAITLIN20. That is not affiliated, it's just for you guys to get money off. This is a really nice, I think, like, winter palette. I definitely gravitate towards this top row here. These pinky purpley shades aren't really for me. However, I do really like the colour story. It's something a little bit more neutral for me, but you know what? I'm gonna keep that. And then this is the Rose Delights. I want to keep this, but also I don't reach for it because it is so warm toned. I like my smoky, cool toned shades. These aren't my shades. This is one of my like fantasy self palettes. I want to be able to use this and to love it, but there's like a mind block there. So I'm going to put this to the side to use a little bit more. That's in the kind of danger zone, I guess, which is so sad because I love that palette. I love the quality, but it's just so warm and I don't use those shades. Okay, next we have two mid-size palettes. I'm going to be keeping both of these. This is the Sakura palette, and it's, yes, very warm tone on this side, but then it leans into these more cool tones on this side. I love green and pink together. I think it's a great color combo. Any shades that are opposite each other in the color wheel will go great with each other. So I'm going to keep this. It's one of their newer palettes as well. This was one I was convinced I was going to hate. This is the Sweet Harmony eyeshadow palette. This is an all shimmer palette, and I was like, oh god. All shimmer? Oh, I don't know. But I love it. It goes so well with any neutral palette. Just whack any of these on the lid and you're good to go. So I'm going to keep that. This has been a little bit of an underdog, I'm not gonna lie. This is the Pumpkin Spice. This was their autumn release, and I really like it. I was not expecting to like this. Again, like, I just feel like blues and cool tones and really grungy shades are my comfort zone. I've used this shade Spice a lot, just like on its own with other palettes, and I've reached into this palette specifically for this shade. I'm not sure if you can see, there is a tiny bit of a dip in it, which is crazy. These shades are definitely my comfort zone, but I really liked it. It's a really good palette, love that. And then these palettes are not going anywhere. These are the Crushed Diamonds quads. I think these are spectacular. This, I've always said, is probably my least favourite because I don't really like pinks. But then I did a 1 week 1 palette with this and I fell in love with it, which is not what I was expecting to say. I really enjoyed working on this palette. You can see there's a pretty big dip in this shade here. And I've completely changed my mind about that one in particular. I love them all. I would like to get a little bit more use on this one because this is definitely my most neglected, but I mean, all of them are stunning. This is probably my favorite palette in my whole collection. These are like iridescent. I said I wouldn't swatch, but I mean, I have to swatch this one. Are you kidding me? It's stunning, like absolutely crazy, beautiful, stunning shades. Like, how can you say no to that? I don't know. I'm gonna keep all of those because they're beautiful. Okay, let's do ColourPop next. I was literally thinking about this in bed last night. That's how stressed I am about this video. I keep all of these palettes because I love them. Not necessarily because I use them all the time, but because I like having the rainbow. And that might be a really, I don't know what the word is, like silly reason to keep them all, but I like having the collection. Do I reach for reds all the time? No. Do I love red eyeshadow? No. Do I have loads more reds in my collection in other palettes? Yes, but I cannot get rid of these, and I don't really know why, because I do not reach for these. I don't reach for these barely ever. Maybe if they go in a pan those eyeshadows, I'll reach for them. There's a hair in that one, that's disgusting. But I just cannot get rid of them. I've had these for years. It looks brand new. I don't know what it is. There's like this mental block with my ColourPop palettes. I just can't get rid of them because I like having the collection. I know. But they are really, really stunning palettes. I think as I've grown in my makeup journey, I just prefer options now. I prefer palettes with options. Like if you're using this palette, for example, you're doing a yellow look. Like, sorry, but you are. I like palettes that I can open and then kind of decide what I want to do. That's kind of how I do my makeup now. I kind of, pick a palette, open it, and then challenge myself a bit. These don't challenge me because it's red, you know? So there are pros and cons to these. I have so many of them. So that's the Main Squeeze, Orangey Glad, Aha Honey, Just My Luck, High Tide. This is a little bit different. This is the Frozen 2 Elsa palette. This does have a little bit of options, but like I still don't use it. Blue Moon, with a few That's Taupe shades. If you remember, my That's Taupe had a few Blue Moon shades in it, so I just switched them around a little bit. It's My Pleasure is definitely not my thing. I don't use warm tone purples barely ever. And do I have other warm tone purples in my collection? Yes, but I like having them. I can't get rid of them. Making Mauves. Do I ever wear mauve eyeshadow? Not really. Do I have other mauves in my collection? Yes, I do, but they're all staying. I'm sorry. I know it's really annoying for some people, but I just really like having these, and as a colourful eyeshadow lover, it's just nice to know that if I'm ever doing an eyeshadow look and I need like a specific colour, I can always go into here and grab one of these, and I know that I'm probably gonna have one of those colours because I mean, there's everything in this little collection. So I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep all of them. I've only ever decluttered one ColourPop palette. That was the Baroque palette, and that was like the grey smoky palette, and I just didn't use it, and that hurt me so much, but these ones are staying. Okay, I have some Drugstore palettes here. These will probably get the chop, a lot of these. So let's move them out the way. Let's start with this. This is the Essence X Superman palette. Very me. Not. I've not reached for this since my review of the Essence X Superman collection. The whole Essence X Superman collection is just not the best. Stan is snoring right now. He's had a very long day, so I'm gonna leave him to snore unless he gets so bad that I need to stop him. But I don't feel inspired by this whatsoever. The outside packaging is so cool, but no, that's going to go to the side to use a bit more. As is this. This is the Primark Creamy Dreams eyeshadow palette. Again, so boring. Like, what is going on here? The quality's like fine, I guess, but no, that's going to go to the side. This is actually going to go to the side, but for a little bit of a different reason. I want to use this more. I want to understand this a little bit more. I've only used it like twice, I think, and I just want to get to know it a little bit because I don't really have an understanding of this right now. And so I want to try and get an understanding of it. I want to try and use it because I don't know about that. So that's going to go to like the bad bin. This is the Lion King Circle of Life palette. I did do a chopping block get ready with me, and this was one of those palettes that I used. I love the Lion King so much, but this palette just sucks. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it really does. So I'm gonna put this in the bad bin as well. I don't enjoy the quality at all. Maybe I can dupe this palette in my collection and then maybe feel a bit better about it. I don't know. This Revolution palette was really good. This is the Vibrant Icon palette, and I really like it. For a colourful person like me, I think it's really good. You've got loads of these like colours and then complementing shimmers, and I think it's great for a really easy two and done colourful look. I really like that. And then the Essence Welcome to Cape Town palette. I think this is a great little palette as well. The quality really packs a punch, and I really love this kind of grungy cool tone. Like this palette, these, oh yeah. These are less in my comfort zone, but I like how you've got, you know, a cool tone half and a warm tone half. I think it's really nice. So I'm going to keep that one too. Okay, so 4 out of my drugstore collection are now in the bad bin. That says a lot. Okay, I've got a lot of Odin's Eye here. I did have the Morgan Turner and this Summer Alva in my very introduction of this video. I've got a lot of Odin's Eye. I am on the Odin's Eye PR list, which I'm so still like baffled about, but let's try and go through this with some kind of order. This is the Eternal Twilight eyeshadow palette. I really like this. I have not reached for this that much since my big kind of try on video, and that is because it is so big. It's huge. It has to stay outside of my makeup drawers, so I'd really like to put this in maybe a week 1 palette video or something like that. I know I like it though, so I won't put it in like the bad bin or the try out bin. I really love this palette. I think it's really well done, and I'm obsessed. I love, like, the packaging is beautiful as well. Like, look at that. Stunning. Next is the Solomon 2 palette. This is the Moon Wish. This was the first palette that Odin's Eye ever sent me, and I think I'll just keep this forever just for that. I'm so beyond grateful. Like, it is craziness. Yeah, crazy. This was actually, I remember this so vividly. I was actually on holiday for my birthday last year. I was in Seville, and I had this waiting for me when I got home. So it was almost like a birthday present from Odin's Eye. I love it. I love the colour story. I love the mix of cool tones and warm tones. Really good summer palette. I'm going to have to pull that out very soon. The 2 latest Christmas releases. This is the Rosy Jingle and the Silvery Bliss. These two aren't really my kind of color stories. As I said before, I really like these like grungy, cool toned, bluey color stories. These definitely aren't that kind of color story. If I didn't work with Odin's Eye, would I keep them? I'm not sure, especially because the Spring Alva, I said this before in my review, is quite similar. They're kind of similar vibes. They've got this like pastel pink thing, a few blues, a few purples. This seems a little bit more grungy, a little bit more dark. I don't know. I think I might put this in the to try out basket. I probably won't end up decluttering this because, as I said, I work with Odin's Eye. I think they're a fabulous brand, and for like comparisons and things, it is very useful to have these in my collection. However, I'm going to pop it to the side because I don't really know how I feel about this. I know that the quality is great, but I haven't used this barely at all, so I'm going to pop that to the side. Then the Silvery Bliss, I'm going to keep. I did use this shade Reminiscence in my Pan Those eyeshadows, and it barely looks touched, but I do like this colour story a lot more. This is definitely a bit more me, so I'm going to keep that one. Then we have let's talk about this one. This is the Christmas Eve palette. This was a Christmas release from years ago, and people are still begging for this to come back, and I don't blame you because it's so beautiful. I'm 100% keeping that. That kind of colour story is so me. Like, so me, it's ridiculous. And then these are 3 of the new releases. Again, I do have the Summer Alva that was in my everyday makeup drawer part of this video. I feel like this side of the screen is very, very dark. Hang on, let me try and fix that. There we go. That's better. So we have the Winter Alva. I'm actually wearing this today. I really, really like this. I'm wearing these 2 blues and then this taupe. I have done a get ready with me. If it's live, I'll link it up in the cards. If not, then stick around to see the look. And I really, really like this. I was expecting not to like this. I was expecting this to be like another like warm purpley palette, but I've kind of made it work for me. I've kind of got to know the shades almost, and that's what I want. That's what I want from my collection. I want to be able to get to know the shades, get to know how I like to use them, and I think I've definitely done that with this. The Autumn Alva I've used twice, and I really like it. It's a really, really nice palette. I feel like greens are very in right now. A lot of companies are doing green themed eyeshadow palettes, so yeah, this is a really good one. I have done a full review, like I said. And then the Spring Alva, this is the least me palette in the collection, but I kind of want to do a look with like this little trio down here, and then maybe like this bright blue. I think that would be a really cool smoky look. It's still me, but it's not using these like bright pinks. You know, I don't know. So yeah, I'm happy with all of those. I love my Odin's Eye collection. I would like to try out Rosy Jingle a little bit more. That's why it's in the to try out / bad bin. But yeah, I'm really happy with all of their products. Okay, I've got a lot of indie. I'm probably going to have to do this in 2 sections because I've got even more indie. So I will pop this here. And let's start with this little section. So the Mitch, this is going to have to go in the bad bin. Like, I'm sorry. This colour story confuses me so much. I don't understand it. Like, these 2 go together and like, I don't get it. I'm gonna try and do some looks with this. I've only done, I think, 2 looks with this, so I don't really have the best understanding of it, but I need some more. I just need some more from this. You know, it's fine, it's whatever, I don't really care. I have 2 Narimi eyeshadow palettes here. I don't use these much. I do kind of forget about them. This one terrifies me because it arrived absolutely shattered, and there's like a big crack in this shade. This shade looks like it's about to pop out at any minute, but I mean, I like both of the palettes. I think they're both really nice palettes. They're both very, very me. These were sent to me in PR by C Beauty Mall, and I think they're really nice palettes when I remember to use them. So these are gonna stay, but I will make a note to maybe use these a little bit more. Next, P. Louise Stack 'em Up. I might get rid of this as well. I'm not gonna lie, it's fine. Like, I don't use it though. I have these shades multiple times in my collection. This just isn't standing out to me, and the more that I hear about P. Louise, the more I don't really want to support her because she just, what is she doing, really? So yeah, I'm gonna put this in the bad bin. I wasn't expecting to do that, but I just don't have time for like mediocre makeup. And then the Cosmic Brushes Cool Trolls palette. I used this in a Get Ready With Me not that long ago. It was my full face of British makeup brands. So if you did miss that video, definitely go and check it out. I really like this. It's a really, really good palette. It is a little bit overlooked in my collection, but you know what? I've just thought, kind of like similar vibe. The last row and then this row, kind of similar. Yeah, and then I've got so many teals. That's just confirmed it for me. I think this palette is brilliant. I did a full review and a 3 looks 1 palette with this when this first launched, and it's great. I love it. More indie. Let's go. This is the Adept Cosmetics Minka palette. This, oh, I don't know. I think I'm going to put this to the side, not because I don't like it. It's because the colour story for me just isn't what I want. I love, as I said a bazillion times, I love cool tones. I love grungy. I could probably do that with like this shade. I need to use it more. I need to understand it more. I need to get to know it. I don't know this palette at all right now. So I'm going to pop this to the side. Again, not because it's bad, just because I don't know. I'm going to use this next few months to really go in depth with my collection. I probably said it all in the intro. You know this. This Lethal, it might be time to let this go. I spent an ungodly amount of money on this. This was like £80. It was a custom palette and I don't like the quality. It's fine. There is nothing crazy about this. There is nothing even good really about this. A lot of you guys have said, please try Lethal, because apparently when I bought this palette, the quality wasn't great. Apparently they have upped the quality since I bought this, but I just don't reach for it. The only reason that I still have this is because I made it myself. If this was from a brand, this would have been gone. The shimmers are thick, the mattes are nice, but the shimmers are just like really dense, and they're meant to be duochromes. They're not duochromes at all. They're just there. So yeah, this one really upsets me, so that's going in the bad bin. Next I have the Catkin Seasonal Eyeshadow Palette. This was sent to me as well. I really like this. This is very, very neutral. This isn't what I reach for every day. I know that that's, you know, the opposite of what most people say, but for just a very, very neutral look, for a look maybe when I'm teaching or when I'm doing something very, very basic and low-key, I think this is really, really nice. These shimmers are very, very intense, and I really like this, so I'm going to keep that one as well. The Somber Garden from ShellWe. I think I need to get to know this a little bit more. I'm not going to put it in the bad bin because I do like it. I don't want to put it in the bad bin, but I might put it in like a project, maybe 1 week, 1 palette, or 10 uses or something like that, because I'd like to get to know it. Something I have said a lot is these shimmers are all red leaning. Even though there's only one red matte, all of these shimmers are very warm. I wish they'd have done something else. Like these blues, I don't feel like you could pair, maybe this one, but that's still like quite a reddy grey. Do you know what I mean? So maybe I'll pair this with some singles or something to try and get more use out of it. Okay, next let's talk about Singe. My desk is crowding up a little bit, so I do apologise. The Galactic Visitor is never going anywhere. I love this palette. This is Aniela Kanichvis brand, and this is me in a palette. Some blues, some contrasting bright yellows. This quad I can take or leave, to be honest, but the rest is so stunning and beautiful and brilliant, and I love it. So good, such good quality. The duochromes are so shimmery and impactful, and the mattes are beautiful. And then I got sent this in PR, which is like, oh my god, like I pinch myself every time. I was gonna say every time I get on a new PR list, but honestly every time I get PR in general, I'm speechless. But to get on a new PR list is just so magical. It's a feeling that I'm so grateful for. But this again is a really nice palette. It really pushes me out my comfort zone, because these shades aren't shades I normally gravitate towards, but I mean, I really, really like them. I think that it's brilliant. It's a really, really nice curated colour story, and I love both of them. I'm so grateful for Singe. And then this is I think I ranked this my favourite palette that I have tried so far this year. This is the Vivette palette from Adept. I think that they've discontinued this, which is a personal attack on me. I love this palette so much. It is kind of crazy, but I love it. Like, you first look at this palette and you think, what am I gonna do with that? And then you like start really getting into it and you're like, oh, I can do so much. I think this is beautiful. And the fact that it's been discontinued, I hope that it's just being reformulated or something, because I love this so much. This is never going anywhere. My baby. I love it. Okay, let's do some Beauty Bay. These are the 4 Beauty Bay palettes that I currently own. I have tried a few more from Beauty Bay, but they have been decluttered. This is my absolute all-time favourite. This is Book of Magic. This is me in a palette. This, if these were slightly cooler tones, if these three were more taupe, this would be like my perfect palette, I think. I love blues, I love teals, I don't really love purples, but I love how they look with blues and teals, and then these neutrals are just like there. Absolutely stunning. Best palette ever. Love it. This is the brand new Desert Haze eyeshadow palette. I did just do a review of this if you were interested. This is, I feel like, I've said this before, it's the year of warm tones and greens, I think. Because if you put like these three palettes together, they're very similar. Let's just do these two first of all. They're very, very similar vibes. And then this is kind of like the neutral sister. You know what I mean? It's got some of these greens and these like oranges and these yellows. I feel like it's the year of greens and warm tones. But I definitely want to get to know this a little bit more, but that's just because I've literally just got it in my collection. It's not because it's like neglected or anything like that. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep using it, I guess. This color story, it's not really me. However, I've got a blue, which is great. These greens I really want to play around with. I want to do like, oh, maybe this quad. Maybe do a look with this quad. That would be so stunning. Yeah, I've got a lot of ideas still with this palette that I want to test out. Botanical has a very special sentimental place in my heart. This review did absolutely insane. And it really, I know I say this every single time I pull out this palette, but this palette made me realize like I could be a YouTuber, and I will forever love it for that. It's a great palette. These are definitely more my tones, like these kind of more grungy, cool tones. There is a bit of a pink element in here, which isn't really my go-to. If the pinks were swapped out with blues, oh my god, I'd be all over this. But a really, really good palette. They have re-released it in their permanent line. And then the Wilderness. This is an old school palette, but still an absolute stunner. I really, really love this. So bright and vibrant. And I look back actually at the P. Louise palette. If I held this upside down, it's kind of similar to the first row of this. So I definitely don't need this. The only reason I'd probably keep this is for this super deep blue, but honestly, yeah, it is quite a bit darker than that, but just, you know, mix it with a black, I'll be fine. I really love this. This reminds me of the Melt Muerte. Is it the Muerte? The one that everyone wanted and it was discontinued. It reminds me of that, and I love it. I love it. Okay, now I have some high-end plus Nabla. She's here for the ride. I didn't really know where else to put Nabla, so I put her here. I don't have that many high-end palettes because I don't really review them much. This did very, very well on my channel, actually. This is the Mini Sugar from Anastasia. This is very me. I love like cool tones and blues together. The pinks, whatever. I really like this palette. When I want to do, I kind of pan that palette look, but I want it to be a bit more bougie and I want to feel a bit more expensive. This is what I use. So like dates, this is a brilliant date makeup for me. Or if I'm just like feeling a bit crap, we all have our mental health days. This is a brilliant one. I don't know why, but like makeup that's a bit more expensive makes me feel a bit more bougie, you know? So that's what I love about this. Really, really good keeping that. This I'm going to put in the bad bin. I'm gonna do it. I know a lot of you guys are probably cheering right now. I don't know if I'll actually declutter this when the time comes, but this has been in my collection for years and I just don't reach for it. It's beautiful. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't reach for it. I don't know what it is. It gets buried, it gets lost, and then every single time I do a declutter or an inventory or something like that, I think, oh, I've really got to use it. I really, really love this palette, and then I just never use it. So I'm going to force myself to use this over the next few months and really see what I feel about it because I don't know. These, am I brave enough? I don't think I'm brave enough to get rid of these. I don't like Natasha Denona. I know I've been on this rant too many times at this point. It's ridiculous. But I just don't like her quality. It's not good, in my opinion. I know everyone raves about her. I'm going to keep this for either reference or whatever. I'm going to keep them. I'm not fussed. If I wasn't a YouTuber, would I keep them? Probably not. They are good palettes to reference. The Mini Star, these two are not original shades. I hated them so much I scraped them out and replaced them. So, you know, I like this a lot more now that I've replaced these shades. This original shade really disappointed me. It was just like a murky brown. There was no blue in it at all. It just sucked. So I like this a lot better now with this blue. This I do need to reach for a little bit more. I've tried to get an understanding of it. I don't know. I need to try a few like clean girl techniques, I think, for that. And then this high-end palette is like a bit more me. It's a bit more me. I got this either at the very end of last year or the very start of this year in TK Maxx. I think it was like 20 quid or 25 quid or something. And I really, really like it. It's a colour explosion. And that's what I love. I really love that. I love being creative. This is what I mean by options. You can open this palette and just be like, like, what am I gonna do? Let's make a look. Let's make it crazy. And I love it. I love it. So I'm gonna keep that as well. I have two really big palettes here. Right, let's get into it. The Bella Pierre All Stars. I think it's time for this to go in the bad bin. It doesn't bring me joy. I hate panned this for the longest time. You can see there is so much use on this. And I just, you know when you force yourself to like something and it makes you go the other way. I don't want to reach for this because I just have like bad memories attached to it. I don't want to know it. I don't want to know it. It's going in the bad bin. And my beloved Carnival XL Pro. This will probably never go anywhere. I love this palette so much. I've not used it in the longest time. Maybe I should do a video of like my old favorites and like trying them again. I think that would be a really cute video because this would definitely be in that video. It's one of those palettes that really got me into colour. I always say the Juvia's Place Zulu palette was the first palette that I used that got me into colour. And I think this is like the next level of that. This, I mean, you can see all the pans. A lot of these pans were hit outside of Project Pans. So like, you know, I love this. I definitely stuck to like this end of the palette, like these grungy blue and green tones. But I love it. I definitely want to do a video like reviving my old favorites because that could be cute. Let me know if you want to see that. And then last but not least is my Poppy eyeshadow palettes. So I have Poppy Storm. This is beautiful. These are all from Titanium Foxes. So stunning, like insanity. This is like winter and autumn in a palette and just such good, beautiful quality. I am not letting go of that. I'm not letting go of any of these. Then I have the Poppy Quiet. This is more summer, spring in my eyes. The quality of these shades are incredible. The duochromes are something to behold. It is just ridiculously stunning. Love that. And then the Grackle Chat is more kind of neutrally jewel tones. Really, really stunning. I know a lot of you guys have bought from this brand because of me and my reviews, and that makes me so happy. There is nothing better as a content creator, in my opinion, than when people say like, oh, I bought this because of you and I love it. Like, that makes me so happy. I do want to use especially this one a little bit more, Grackle Chat. This is the newer one in my collection. They do have a newer palette again, but I didn't get that one. I really want to play around with some of these, like these two shades, like a two and done look with these two. Stop it right now. Oh my god, yes, keeping those. So I think that's it. I always have to double check, but I think that is it. They're all my palettes. I have over 60. So let's see how many I'm gonna be like getting rid of, quote unquote. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's a good number. I'm gonna really focus on these over the next like 5-ish months. And in my big end of year declutter series in December, maybe I'll have a better idea of how I like these, how I want to use these, and if I really want to declutter these. I love this series so much, and you guys are loving it as well, which is absolutely amazing. If I can get rid of 13, that would be amazing. I probably will get even more palettes between now and then in my big declutter as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what my collection looks like in December. But this is it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy it, definitely like and subscribe because it would mean the world to me. I do have my lip product collection coming very, very soon. I'm about to film that right away. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye bye!